You got kind of a limit. You can't dance but so much, otherwise you start to risk falling. And need to know, man, that was fantastic. That was wonderful. Absolutely. I did want to kind of share a few things briefly here with you. We are of the Father in heaven. We know this to be true. This treasure in earthen vessels. When we talk about binitarian or binary in practice, because we have to begin to understand that there is an unspeakable treasure inside of us. And we have to learn to access it. We're like people who... So we want to talk about this treasure in earthen vessels. And when we talk about that, there's something very important that we all have. We were created to contain something. Let me think of 2 Corinthians chapter 4. We're going to look at verse 7 through 10. Of the power may be of God and not of us. We need to look at first this invaluable treasure that's inside of us. Second, the earthen vessel. Third, that's the way we're going to proceed. So let's begin with the invaluable treasure that's inside of us. Darkness, who has shone in our hearts to give the light of the knowledge of the glory of God, who by his Spirit indwells us. Now this is really God inside you. By his Spirit, or it is ours when we die, or it's coming later. No, he said, we keep going like we were, trying to make something. So let's look at the earthen vessel. But we have this treasure used for pots and jars and plates. Common earthenware is clay, baked in the sun, hardened. Paul is comparing us to. He's saying we're like clay pots and jars that contain a very valuable thing, this uncreated life. Now, when we say that we are containers, that's basically what God calls us. Because even when he spoke of Paul on the Damascus Road, he said he was a chosen vessel unto me. And a vessel is simply a container. That's all. A vessel is designed to contain something, right? And that's what God calls us, containers. So why would he put this immense treasure inside something that's easily replaced, something not so valuable? But we have this treasure in earthen vessels, that the excellence of the power may be of God and not of us. You see, it's for God to display who and what. It tells you that apart from sin, you're fine. I wish I could speak up like Sister So-and-so. You don't need to. God's glory can be magnified right there. Sin. So that means if I don't have the talents and abilities and gifts of just like it is. You seem to think that if we're not famous and doing some work that is caught, their reward is just as great as anybody's. God don't look at how famous you are. That means nothing to him. It means something to us. knew what you were like. And that's not a bad thing, apart from sin. So now, let's get a real good look at how we were designed. His glory in this realm. Now what that means is this. Your mind was created that his mind might work through it. You can get sad. You can be disappointed. But human beings have a will. Your will was imagination. Look at this. We are all creators. Do it. Look around you. There's no such thing as hardwood floors. We created that. There's no such thing as podiums. We create the creative imagination of man. Your will is just like God's will. Except they're not bad in themselves. They're only bad because they've been corrupted by sin. I cannot solve my problem if the thing I need to solve it is the problem. You can't fix you. You're like a brain surgeon trying to operate on his own brain. He created you in his image, and there is no one like him. 4 verse 8. You see Paul just smooth sailing all the time with no problems, because if it did him, under all circumstances. Notice again, we're persecuted, but not forsaken. Can you not see Jesus also may be manifested in our body? That's spiritual difficulty, and it was designed to make you that we can only manifest the power of God, some stuff about God in the Bible, and behaving properly. It's us who get that all confused. You were never.